Hi, everyone. We have Ken Tometsko, who is the Government Solutions Director with Autodesk, right over here. And we also have Paul McRoberts, who is the Senior Director of the Infrastructure Product Line Group. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, what is the state of our infrastructure today?
Well, no matter where you really look in the world, you'll find that the infrastructure traditionally is just falling apart. In the U.S., for instance, we for probably the last 5 years, we've received what they call a D+ rating, and that D+ rating is really an existing rating structure of our roads, bridges, and highways. But it doesn't stop at the roads, bridges, and highways. It goes into our water systems as well. In different parts of the country, we have water problems with the sewer systems. We have water problems with just getting clean water and access to clean water throughout Southern California, Las Vegas, the entire area, and it extends across the world. I mean, when you step outside of the U.S., it even gets that much more dramatic. So the infrastructure in its entirety continues to grow. The amount of maintenance and funding to go into actually to improve that infrastructure continues to get pulled back, and it's creating more and more problems for us.
So what we're seeing with the downturn in the economy is that countries all over the world are investing tremendous amounts of money in building out the infrastructure. So China spending hundreds of billions of dollars. The U.S. is spending $50 to $100 billion. And that's going on across Asia, Europe, the Americas. And the challenge is that it needs to be sustained, and it's needed over a long period of time to really create the type of infrastructure that's needed for the global economy.
So what we're hearing about now is the influx of stimulus money to actually get things started and get things kicked off, but that really needs to maintain itself over time in order to get that D+ rating up into something that's going to be more sustainable for the country going forward.
Right. So what are the key challenges in modernizing our infrastructure?
So there's a number of challenges. I think as we look at what's happening today, there are a few things that are fairly obvious. One is, you need to put people to work to actually build the infrastructure. As we look at the economic downturn, definitely in the U.S., somewhere in the neighborhood of 20% of the lost jobs have come directly out of the construction industry. So, we're going to need to put people back to work, getting them to build the things that were needed to modernize our infrastructure. We're also going to need to embrace technology, so start using the types of technology that are going to make us more efficient, and model-based design, which is something Autodesk is known for, is going to make the industry much more efficient. It's going to cut out a lot of waste, a lot of rework that needs to take place. So we see those as a couple of big opportunities.
Yeah, and I think the challenges extend beyond just both the technology. It comes down to availability as well. You have we hear a lot about green power, green wind power, and things like that. Yet when you look at the grid across the U.S., the wind power grid is really only around the Great Lakes, and beyond that, you can't really get the power into the other areas around the country. So getting those transmission lines that carries the power from point A to point B from the wind power generating environments in order to actually serve the communities is kind of a step one. So we can build all the wind farms we want, but getting the transmission and getting actually the power to these folks is a completely different story. So, the influx and the push into green technology, I think, is absolutely the right thing to do, but we also have to have the infrastructure in place, being the power grids and like that, to actually support this infrastructure demand.
So how do Autodesk Solutions help address these challenges?
I'll take that one. So in the past, when you work with off lines, arcs and circles, and drafting boards and drawing boards and things like that, it becomes very challenging from an engineering standpoint to understand just how not only how things are going to be designed, how they're actually going to be installed. With our more modern model-based technologies, we're able to do the analysis, we're able to do the visualization, we're able to get public buy-in on projects, which is a major thing. You talk about putting in a new roadway or a new highway or a new transmission grid, and the first thing people say is wind power. I love to have it, but not in my backyard.
Exactly.
You help them to see what it's really going to look like, and now you can get past some of those barriers. So the model-based technology with the visualization, the analysis pieces that fall into that allow you to actually extend the value of the model into both the analysis sector to understand how it's going to behave, and even into the operations and maintenance environment allows you to really maintain it better going forward. These I think, are some of the key solutions that we deliver today, and it's going to be what really starts to change the way the industry starts to adopt the technology, and they start to look at how projects can be done better in the future.
Did you want to add anything?
Sure. I think it's really interesting, too. These solutions that Autodesk is delivering to the market also give not only the users of the products the chance to share their work, but it allows policymakers, it allows people who are living in communities to actually see what is the infrastructure going to look like. And we provide it in a digital environment, but it's so realistic that when you're looking at a bridge in California that's being designed, you really feel like you understand what's going to happen when that bridge is actually completed and put in place. So these solutions are very powerful, not only for the users of the product, but also for the people who care about what the end product is going to look like.
So what does the future hold?
Great question. I'll start with that one. What we see is a tremendous opportunity out there. I mean, the world's going through a lot of changes. There's, technology is becoming more entrenched in our lifestyles, and we see opportunities for the customers of Autodesk, the people who are actually out there using our products to create these incredible designs that weren't possible years ago. We see opportunity for the people who are actually getting the work products, whether it's the road, the bridge, the dam, the water, wastewater systems. They're going to get much better designed products. They're going to have much better designed systems that are going to provide more value to them as a user of that. And then ultimately we're also going to see the political landscape being affected by this, because there's so much interest, especially in the United States, around accountability and transparency, and these tools are providing much better output for these politicians that are thinking about how are we going to spend these billions of dollars in taxpayers' money. Let's make sure we get something for it.
Mm-hmm. Paul, do you want to add anything?
Sure. I think the opportunity also, extends beyond the design and extends right into the home. And when we start talking about green and we start talking about green design and the kind of things we can actually do, bringing it to a reality stage is more important than just the talk around it. So I think the opportunity extends, into the design, into the construction, but right into the house of everyday people. And it's almost a time to stop talking about the green environment and actually start doing something about it. Mm-hmm. With our technology, it gives you that ability to actually extend out, understand what you're going to be designing, what you're going to be building, the best way to design it, the best way to construct it, and actually have something more sustainable as we go forward.
Great. Anything else either of you would like to share?
No, I'm happy. We have so many listeners out there. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for sharing this information, and very interesting.
It's a great opportunity. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. And thank you.